Members of a neo-Nazi group calling themselves America's Nazi Party rallied in Washington this Saturday against illegal immigration. As they marched to the Capitol, others gathered to protest the presence of the neo-Nazis, keeping police busy throughout the afternoon. Gizem Yarbil has the story. Hundreds of police poured into Washington's National Mall, where the neo-Nazi group called the Nationalist Socialist Movement was expected to arrive. The Washington police were on bicycles, horses, and motorcycles, and almost all had protective gear. When the group applied for a rally permit, it said 250 neo-Nazis would join the march. But in the end, just 30 arrived in an armored bus escorted by the police.
Press have to leave.
Press out. What part of goodbye did you hear? Goodbye. Press out.
The neo-Nazis marched down Constitution Avenue from the National Mall to Capitol Hill, waving swastika flags and shouting Sieg Heil. A band of protesters who opposed the neo-Nazi rally screamed at them as they marched through protective lines of police. Marco Del Fuego was one of the protesters.
They stand for a white supremacist agenda, and I don't think all of us here want that. And we are here to oppose that and fight against these criminals. For me, they are criminals because they promote hate and violence towards my community and other people of color.
The protesters confronted the police, demanding to know why the neo-Nazis were allowed to rally openly.
It's called freedom of speech.
The march proceeded peacefully, but earlier in the day a scuffle broke out even before the busload of neo-Nazis arrived on the mall. In that scuffle, about 40 protesters clashed with a few early arriving neo-Nazis. Police arrested 5 of the protesters on assault charges.
I cannot believe that the way the DC police and the park police are behaving here, protecting these people like if they were VIPs, escorting them around with dozens of police officers as their protection. That is insulting.
The neo-Nazis ended their rally at Capitol Hill. When they gathered on the front lawn to make their speeches, protesters played Martin Luther King's famous I Have a Dream speech.
Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy.
The neo-Nazis allowed only a handful of journalists onto the Capitol Hill lawn. According to those who could hear their speeches, the neo-Nazis condemned illegal immigrants coming through the U.S. border. One member said the U.S. should pull all its soldiers out of Iraq and redeploy them to protect American borders. The neo-Nazis also condemned Congress for what they termed its pro-immigration policies.
In America wants the illegals here. Nobody. Except for these corrupt politicians in that building back there.
A key speaker for the Nationalist Socialist Movement at the rally was Ted Junger, a former SS soldier from Hitler's army in World War II.
Today, the easiest way to tell the people is the biggest lie ever in the history. No one was gassed, not a person.
The rally ended peacefully as the neo-Nazi group got on their bus and drove away escorted by the police. Gizem Yarbil, Columbia TV News.